Indiana? How? Okay, so if they're not a championship contender as constructed. So how the better question? How much longer do you feel like it'll be before they become a contender?
Probably like after this coming season.
Really?
I think, yeah, I don't think they're like far away. First of all, it's just going to be interesting to see how Stephanie White treats this team. Like there's always this idea that coaches have a certain identity, and Stephanie White coach teams have always they're always like defensively minded, like really strong defensively. This is this is not that team, like
What's good,
how is
Ghost?
how is she gonna change her coaching, I don't know, like philosophy or game plan to suit this personnel, you know? Um,
Casey. Oh,
yeah.
oh, my fault. I was gonna say Casey. He's funny. So let me read some of these comments. Shout out to Ghost. Moroso in love with Caitlin Clark. It's a beautiful thing, brother. Moreau, show that heart 22, the number 22 heart tattoo on his shooting arm. He's funny. Shout out to Ghost for that. Yeah, man, that's one of my favorite guards in the game. She knows this though. I mean, like the fact that like a lot of people be hating on her, I just don't understand that a lot. Casey had this to say. I'm gonna say within the next 3 years that they will be a championship contender. So
I
she
agree with
put
that.
Braden. Now Braden was on this live earlier. He said within 6 to 7 years they're gonna be a contender. Oh, my fault.
Anything can happen.
I mean to send an invite. Where you Sam?
Anything can happen in 6 or 7 years.
Sharks have to get in a cage. That's funny. Shout out to Gold Balls. Sharks have to get in a cage to go swimming with CC. But so yeah, we're asking. Obviously, the Indianapolis Fever just, and I love saying Indianapolis. They just picked up Caitlin Clark. It's true, or Indiana. I know it's Indiana, but I like saying Indianapolis. They
The
just
Indianapolis Colts have picked up.
right. They picked up Stephanie White to obviously lead their franchise in regards to the head coaching position. And if they get Kelsey Mitchell back, they will and they should be a contender. I mean, if you're in the second round of the playoffs, Jordan, that means you're in the final four.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's true. But I mean, would you say that they're better with Stephanie White? Are they better than the Liberty? Are they better than Minnesota?
No,
Are they better than Vegas?
maybe.
Are they better than Connecticut?
Yes.
Are they better than Seattle?
Maybe, probably not. Maybe. That's a maybe too, but probably
So
not.
so 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 there that's two for sure and two maybes. I mean, all those teams finished with a higher record than the Fever did this year. So
Yeah, and they would have to bring back more people to kind of get
also
better.
being in the final four in a 12 team league
It's true.
is like being in the final eight in a 24-person league. So it's
The final
actually
eight though is not, but if you're in a final eight of a 24 point, 20, that's you're still considered a contender. That's not bad. That's not too bad.
okay.
You don't think so? Yeah. So you're more concerned with them getting to the final two, which obviously everybody is.
Pretty much, yeah.
But they're not. They're not. I don't feel like they're constructed to get to the two yet. So I feel. But this is the other thing. If I feel like if you could just get to the dance, you never know who you're gonna match up with, right? As long as they're in the party, you can fit. You never know. What if they get the luck of the draw? Somebody gets hurt. Something like
First of
something.
all, in the WNBA, there ain't no luck of the draw.
Oh, for
Okay.
sure. Absolutely is.
No,
Absolutely. The fact that New York and Las Vegas, Minnesota just got it this year. They didn't have to play Las Vegas. They
were
had to
there any
play.
upsets in the playoffs? I don't think there was a single upset in the bracket. I think the whole bracket was chalk.
I'm sure that much. I'm sure of. But what I'm
All
saying
right,
is,
I'm right. So
Minnesota avoided playing.
stop saying
Minnesota
anything.
avoided playing Las
Just
Vegas.
just admit that I'm right. Don't
I'm not
even.
saying that you're not right. What I'm saying is, if you get the right matchup, you have the chance to win. Right? That's all I'm trying.
But that didn't happen. It all went
For
chalk.
Minnesota, it happened. For Minnesota, they did not get to play. I feel like Las Vegas would have maybe or could have potentially beat a Minnesota team this year. They didn't get to play them, right? Minnesota avoided.
They were the 4th seed.
Let's just hear it. Minnesota avoided Las Vegas, New York, and Seattle.
Because they were the two. Because they were with the 2 seed. Or
You see what I'm saying? But the other side of the bracket was considerably weaker than the other side of the bracket.
2 played 3, 1 played 4. That's why they avoided Vegas, and because Vegas, was number 4 this year, and 2 didn't play 1 till the end.
I mean, that's true.
That's literally what happened. I think the whole playoffs was chalk There's no upsets in the WNBA.
Not yet, but again, it's about getting the right matchup. There could have been one this year, and again, Connecticut, Indianapolis, it was a great matchup. Obviously, they didn't win, but it was a good matchup.
The whole thing. There ain't no upsets in the WNBA, dude. You know that.
That should be the name of the episode. There are no upsets in the
There's
WNBA.
no upsets. It's all planned. This is all part of bro. Kathy's got it somewhere on a whiteboard, and we're just following the flow chart. Okay.
That's why she wore the New York dress.
Yeah.
Let me read these comments. Go Balls, but CC knows Victoria's Secret. He's silly. Journalism question. Last couple of days, there were reports that the Sky hired Mitchell and signed White. Several sources. How did they get it so wrong? I don't think that was quote unquote. I thought it was more rumored. Like we spoke about this yesterday, where I made the argument for her to go to Chicago, but that was more so in speculation. I feel like everybody in this, we already agreed that she was going to Indiana.
Yeah.
It was just more about making the argument for argument's sake at that point, because I don't think
the case that going to Chicago is a viable pick. I mean, yeah, for sure.
Right. But it was always going to be Indiana. This one. So what's funny, he brought this up. Seattle is struggling right now. Seeing Storm fans call for Quinn to trade Jewel. I've heard some people say this as well, but more so than that, I've heard people saying, "Oh, they need to get rid of Noelle Quinn," and I was like, they want an 8th coach fired after she just, a lot of people are kind of disappointed with the way that the Seattle Storm, I guess, did not achieve the things that they felt like they should have been doing this season. So, it's tough.
That is an extremely talented team. I mean, if you had to rank the teams in terms of just like talent on the team, I mean, Seattle's pretty high up there. Just talent.
Yeah, they're stacked. That roster is super stacked.
Yeah, it's a stacked roster.
Moreau, okay, I ain't reading that, but that's not true. He's silly. Let me read this. Be gentle with Caitlin. Them Iowa granddads got shotguns. All right, I'm Haitian, so we good. I don't know if you know what that means. We're good though. Jordan is my favorite WNBA conspiracy theorist. There you go, Jordan. WNBA conspiracy theorist, Jordan.
but it's all come true though. Is it a conspiracy if everything keeps coming true?
Evening, June doll, and or good
What's
morning.
Up,
is it a conspiracy if everything comes true? No, then it's just facts. It's just facts. And he's been spitting facts. But yeah, no clue about this conspiracy theory. Stephanie White, new head coach. And you're saying, again, they cannot win a championship with the way that this roster is constructed, right?
I don't think so.
So how long do you think before they get a roster? You said 2 years, 3 years?
I said the year after next, so 2 years.
So 2 years. Okay, so 2 years. So you expect Indiana to be playing for championships in 2 years from today?
In Caitlin's 3rd year, yeah.
Really? So that means she's going to be an MVP candidate. If so, you think she's going to win MVP?
She'll be an MVP.
So over under MVP. Okay, no, I was going to say winning. Over under winning an MVP by her 3rd year, Caitlin.
I think it's going to take her more than 3 years.
Okay, so you're going over.
I'm going over, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, damn, Jordan. Okay, let me read this one though. So this is actually a fan submitted question that we and since we're on Indiana, I want to talk about it. So y'all can put your if y'all have something to write about, please put it in the chat. We'd love to address it as well. But this is a fan submitted question from this morning, which I told I'll get to. Let's read this. We were just talking, and this person made a good point, and this should be a good topic. He said that other teams don't want Indiana to set the pace for the off-season trades. So we might see some crazy activity from many teams. What do you think about that? If I need to read that again, I will. But what do you think about that?
So they would all make moves before Indiana?
I think that's what they're trying to say, so that they can kind of. But I'm like, how are you going to be able to make moves? Because people are going to want us to hold out to see what Indiana wants to do.
Right.
So
is the assumption that people want to play for Indiana?
I mean, you tell me. Do you feel like people want to go there?
No, not really.
So,
but I mean, no, I don't think anybody particularly wants to go to Indiana to play basketball. No, I mean if other, great cities are an option like New York or
Jundal says
Angeles.
Why? Jundal says why.
I mean, can you even identify Indiana on a map? Like, I mean, I don't think anybody necessarily would want to play in Indiana. Not really, anyway. I mean, what do you think? Like if you were, I mean, who's like, were you Asia Wilson? Well, maybe that's not a good example, but
She's a free
like,
agent next year, though. Asia was
yeah, but she's a little different.
uh,
Like, would you
here,
want to
let's
play
do
in
this.
Indiana if you could play New York or Los Angeles or even Chicago? Like,
Let's do this, and we're gonna. I want to read we to answer your question. If I'm Asia Wilson, am I playing in New York or Indiana? I'm playing in New York.
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
So
okay.
like, I don't really understand the submitted question because it's like set the pace, but no one really wants to really play there anyway. Given the option of something else, so
Let me read a few more of these comments. So, Ghost, I saw your comment. We're gonna get to it. This was on TikTok from Kieran Hamilton. I appreciate it, Kieran. He put, "Do you think Indiana retains their big three?"
I don't think so.
Really? So who?
Kelsey
So
Mitchell,
Mitchell's gone. You think she's gone this season?
yeah, man. I think she's gonna. I mean, I would I if they were smart, they would move on Kelsey Mitchell right now.
Really?
Dude, you
So
agree with me? What do you mean, really? You agree
I
with
mean,
me?
it depends on who you're bringing back. So if you can get rid of Kelsey, get rid of. If you can move Kelsey for a Satu Sabali
Yeah,
or
hell yeah.
or
Bye,
Enrique,
Kelsey.
you
Thank
know what
you
I'm
for your
saying? Right.
service.
If you can, because one, they're younger and they're already played exactly. If you can use that Mitchell piece to flip that into a better player, then I'm all for it. But if you can't, if you're trying to bring in two or three other players to fill in a Kelsey Mitchell, I don't think that'll work. If that makes sense.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But this is the time to trade her or sign trade her if there's ever been a time.
So right now would be the time to trade Kelsey Mitchell. If
Right
yeah,
now's the time. Right now's the time.
what you call it, Ghost. Before I read your comment, let me read this too. I want to pull up this right here. So these, and because you asked me who do I feel like would want to play in Indiana, and
Hmm.
this is what I had to say to that a little bit. So these are the free agents next year, and this is a stacked free agency roster. Jackie Young, Jewel Lloyd, Kalia Copper, Enrique, who's 30. Oh, so she's about the same age as Mitchell. Skylar Diggins Smith, 36. Marina Mabry, Kayla McBride. I'm looking for like younger players. That's what I'm saying their ages. Sabrina Ionescu, 28. De'Erica Hamby, 32. Asia Wilson, 30. Ariel Atkins, 30. Natasha Cloud. Any name that strikes a chord with you so far? John Quell, Brittany Sykes, Jordan
I would
Cannon.
like John Quell.
Okay. Okay. Ezzy
I'd
Mag,
like John Quell.
27.
I would love Ezzy Magbagor.
Well, she's a free agent next year. Ezzy will be there. Let's see. Nafisa Collier, free agent. Lainey Hamilton, Katie
One can
Lieutenant.
dream. One
Mhm.
can dream.
That would be awesome. But he's not leaving Minnesota. But if he were to play on the Indianapolis team, that'd be awesome. Alicia Gray. This is a lot of big names. How about this one? And she's really slept on. Ray Burrell. She's a really good player too.
Yeah.
Bridget Carlton or Carrollton. I always pronounce her name wrong. It's Carlton.
Bridgerton.
Carlton. It's Carlton. Kayla Thornton, Kia Stokes. Some names. Some names in this. Some names. Any thoughts? Do you feel? I feel like the Fever are going to get one of these players in this free agency. What do you think about that? And this is for next year, not this year.
Does that really set? Does that really change anything though?
It
One of
should.
those, yeah.
If you bring in Mitchell and you add that, it should. Yeah, because what you would have to do is you have to maximize unless you can get Satu this year. You would have to maximize the amount of. Caitlin's going to get a max, right? Aaliyah's going to get a max. So you have to right now you have to bring in people that can get a max under while they're on their rookie deals. This is what I'm trying to say.
So let me ask you this: if the Fever do not move off Kelsey Mitchell and Kelsey Mitchell they retain the big three this coming year because they just don't get a deal that they feel like they're getting enough for Kelsey Mitchell, how far do you think the Fever go this coming year?
If they bring Mitchell back,
Yes.
if Aces don't bring back Plum, I feel like they're gonna take a step back. I mean, I'd probably move him up one more spot, but ESPN already had him in the 4th spot, that's what I'm saying. So I'd probably
So what
move
is
him
that?
up.
Like the second round of the playoffs, maybe?
No, I mean at least getting a playoff win. I'm not even gonna go that far. Y'all are before they can win a series, they gotta win a round, or they gotta win a game in the playoffs. No, it's true.
So, so you're saying they're going nowhere?
I'm saying they're gonna be in the same place. Is essentially what I'm saying. I don't feel like they're a championship contender. I feel like though with this roster the way it is constructed, they just need to add one or two more pieces. I don't feel like they're that far away, honestly. They're already in the playoffs, so they just need to add a few more people to the team instead of rebuilding, just kind of retool. So Jundal said they're going to the semifinals next year. I feel like it's going to be a great reset with the CBA. Everyone is a free agent in 26. Yeah, that's pretty much true.
Yeah, that's pretty much